Practical tips for work and actions. These are extracts from talks with Ramana Maharshi. Work not hindrance to meditation. A conversation. Visitor. Is work an obstruction to self-realization? Maharshi. No. For a realized being, the self alone is the reality, and actions are only phenomenal, not affecting the self. Even when he acts, he has no sense of being an agent. His actions are only involuntary, and he remains a witness to them without any attachment. There is no aim for this action. Even one who is still practicing the path of wisdom, jnana, can practice while engaged in work. It may be difficult in the earlier stages for a beginner, but after some practice, it will soon be effective and the work will not be found a hindrance to meditation. Visitor. What is the practice? Maharshi. Constant search for I, the source of the ego. Find out, who am I? The pure I is the reality, the absolute existence consciousness bliss. When that is forgotten, all miseries crop up. When that is held fast, the miseries do not affect the person. Another conversation. Mr. Greenlees asked, Bhagavan said yesterday that while one is engaged in search for God within, outer work will go on automatically. In the life of Sri Chaitanya, it is explained that while he sought Krishna, the Self, during his lectures to students, he forgot where his body was and went on talking about Krishna. This raises the doubt whether work can safely be left to itself. Should one keep part attention on the physical work? Maharshi. The self is all. Now I ask you, are you apart from the self? Can the work go on apart from the self? Or is the body apart from the self? None of them could be apart from the self. The self is universal. So all the actions will go on, whether you engage in them voluntarily or not. The work will go on automatically. Attending to the self includes attending to the work. Visitor. The work may suffer if I do not attend to it. Maharshi. Because you identify yourself with the body, you consider that the work is done by you. But the body and its activities, including the work, are not apart from the self. What does it matter whether you attend to the work or not? Suppose you walk from one place to another place. You do not attend to every single step that you take. After a time, however, you find yourself at your destination. You notice how the work, that is walking, goes on without your attention to it. Similarly, it is with other kinds of work. Another conversation. Maharshi. Effort is necessary up to the state of realization. Even then, the self should spontaneously become evident. Otherwise, happiness will not be complete. Up to that state of spontaneity, there must be effort in some form or another. Visitor. Our workaday life is not compatible with such efforts. Maharshi. Why do you think that you are active? Take the example of your arrival here. You left home in a cart, took a train, got down at the railway station here, got into a cart there, and found yourself in this ashramam. When asked, you say that you traveled here all the way from your town. Is this true? Is it not a fact that you remained as you were and there were movements of conveyances all along the way? Just as those movements are confounded with your own, so also the other activities. They are not your own. They are God's activities. Another conversation. Visitor. My work demands the best part of my time and energy. Often I am too tired to devote myself to Atma Chintana, contemplation on the self. Maharshi. The feeling I work is the hindrance. Enquire, who works? Remember, who am I? The work will not bind you. It will go on automatically. Make no effort either to work or to renounce work. Your effort is the bondage. What is bound to happen will happen. If you are destined to cease working, work cannot be had even if you hunt for it. If you are destined to work, you cannot leave it. You will be forced to engage in it. So leave it to the higher power. You cannot renounce or hold as you choose. Another conversation. As Maharishi was coming down the hill, one of the workers, just outside the ashramam, stopped his work and was about to prostrate before the master. Then the master said, "To engage in your duty is the true prostration." The master's attendant asked, "How is that?" Maharshi. To perform one's duty carefully is the greatest service to God. Then, smiling, he entered the hall. Another conversation. Once, Annamalai Swami asked, "How can one be worshipful while engaged in daily work?" Maharishi did not reply. 10 minutes passed. A few girls came for being in the presence of Sri Bhagavan. They began to sing and dance. The gist of their song was, "We will churn the milk without losing thought of Krishna." Sri Bhagavan turned to the Swami and said that this was the reply to his question. He added, "This state is called Bhakti, Yoga, and Karma." Another conversation. Visitor. Should we do our duty or not? Maharshi. Yes, certainly. Even if you try not to do your duty, you will be perforce obliged to do it. Let the body complete the task for which it came into being. Sri Krishna also says in the Gita, whether Arjuna liked it or not, he would be forced to fight. When there is work to be done by you, you cannot keep away. Nor can you continue to do a thing when you are not required to do it. That is to say, when the work allotted to you has been done. In short, the work will go on and you must take your share in it, the share which is allotted to you. Visitor. How is the work to be done? Maharshi. Like an actor playing his part in a drama, free from love or hatred.